I have censored myself before because I didn't want to get targeted on Twitch or YouTube or things like that. But I think it's about time we actually look at the science, we look at the data, and we recognize that for a large portion of transgender people, they have serious mental health issues. Serious mental health issues. And this is being worsened by the way that we are treating them. We are making these people deranged. And I'm not going to bury the lead. Many studies show that a majority of transgender people have personality disorders. Personality disorders are extremely dangerous individuals. If the research is true that, let's say, 50% of transgender people have personality disorders, specifically narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder, then half of all trans people that you come to are a threat to everyone around them and their family. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. And that is not fear-mongering. That is not some made-up shit. People with NPD and BPD are dangerous to everyone who seeks a relationship with them. They will abuse you. They will manipulate you. They will use you. They will steal from you. They will lie about you. They will gaslight you. They will find ways to harm you. Okay? And so, yeah, let's begin. So, we're going to shake this off, and we're going to remind you why you should be mad before I continue on. Before I get into personality disorder discussion. Right? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about a recent article. Well, actually, we're just going to react to some videos. All right? We're going to react to a couple of videos. If I can find it in this mess of all these fucking studies I have. Because a lot of them I'm not using. Here it is. From The Spectator. This didn't happen like yesterday. This was how old is this? March 20th. So this is 8 days old. This is footage from TLC's show with Jennings, I Am Jazz. That is the poster child for transgender children. This person was sold as, I am the poster child. Jennings. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to allow you to react to these two videos from the show without any context and recognize that this is the poster child that television crews are using to highlight the struggles of being a transgender child. She's 22 now, by the way. But the struggles of being a transgender child. So we'll go to this one. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I clicked Gays Against Groomers instead of the tweet itself. So we'll look at this tweet real quick from Gays Against Groomers. See if you can figure out why you might be enraged about this.
But with her, I'm worried about mental well-being and her dilation. The minute she leaves my house, we have a dilation problem.
That is a concern. When you don't have that watchful eye, they tend to go back to old patterns.
I have woken Jazz out of a dead sleep and taken the dilator and put the lubrication on it and said, here, you take this and you put it in your vagina. If not, I will. But Jazz is bad, even when I'm home once a day. I will be so mad if she goes away to college and that thing seals up. I will wring her neck. Can you imagine? No, I can't imagine.
So that's the first video. Jennings has had sex reassignment surgery. And if you don't know, people that have sex reassignment surgery, the overwhelming majority of them have to physically and painfully dilate their we'll call it a neo-vagina. Okay? I don't feel the need to call it a wound or something like that. I feel like that language, right? They have a need to artificial vagina. There you go. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Artificial vagina. That seems more appropriate and less just attacking them for no reason. So they have to dilate it physically. For some people it's daily. For some people it's every couple of days. It is a painful process where they force open the artificial vagina to keep it from closing in on itself and to keep infection from occurring. Otherwise, they will have to have additional surgeries. The problem is that Jazz Jennings doesn't want to do it. And yet, her mother, who's a millionaire, by the way, from selling her daughters or her sons, however you want to put it, experience online, millionaire mother will wake her up in the middle of the night to demand that she dilate. She's had 4 surgeries already. She doesn't want it. She obviously doesn't want it. That's not what she wants to do. Now, you can make the argument that, like, she's just lazy. This is a millionaire with Munchausen's by proxy that is celebrated by society as she has abused and used her child. But if you think that's not far enough, and you think that I'm being a little crazy just by that one instance, let's see how she talks to Jazz Jennings, knowing that she's being filmed for television. This is her pretending to be a good mom.
So, are you feeling like you wanted to start talking about... Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm like I'm gonna cry. But
You know I can't get out of my head.
I know. Listen.
It just doesn't stop.
It's okay. Give me a hug. It's okay. I know what you're going through. We've been there before.
No, it still doesn't stop now.
I
And
know.
I'm already
Well,
going
the
back to
more
negative.
But the more you're talking about yourself, it gets harder. You're digging in, and it's making you put a magnifying glass on what's already difficult as it is. So this is hard for you. I know, and we don't want to push you
I
anymore.
know I'm the one doing it. Like,
I know you're your own worst enemy.
I feel kind
If I was to be as charitable as possible, this person is trying to keep the mother is trying to keep Jazz from spiraling into anxiety and like negative thinking traps. Even if I'm being as charitable as possible, she's not listening to what her fears and anxieties are. She's not talking about those fears and anxieties. Instead, what she is doing is she is telling her, without listening to what it is that she's saying, how she feels, how she's wrong, how she's her own worst enemy, and gaslighting her into not listening to her internal struggle. Continuing, she is gaslighting the out of Jazz Jennings in this. Even if I'm being charitable and saying that she's doing this out of a sense of love to keep her from going through like anxiety spiral, right? And like negative thinking traps. And like maybe she's even worked with a cognitive psychologist or something, you know, that engages in cognitive behavioral therapy. Even if she's doing all of that, it is pure, straight up gaslighting. This is manipulative behavior from someone who very clearly presents with everything that one would need for a diagnosis for Munchausen by proxy.
I feel kind of all over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered and not clear. And I really want to have that clarity. I really want to understand myself and be able to read my own soul and what I want. And it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of breaking down a little bit and spiraling into negativity. I just want to feel like myself. Like, that's
Right.
it. I don't
Like the
care.
old Jazz?
All I want is to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like
What
me
is me?
ever.
So yeah, little bump up as to why we're talking about